that your regime and the Israeli regime funded and supported. And you're a coward. You are a coward. You won't let me talk. You're afraid. You're afraid of me talking.
Don't tell me I'm afraid.
The lawyer, Epstein's lawyer, Trump's lawyer, is afraid of me, a layman, talking. Why? Because you have no legs to stand on. The Iranian people have spoken. They went to the streets in the tens of millions. They went. You're a coward. You won't let me talk. I let you talk because I'm not afraid of you. People are not afraid of you anymore. You can kill Epstein. You can kill whoever you like, but we're not afraid. You can bomb my house. You can kill me with my family, but I'm not afraid of you. I will support the Palestinian people until your regime bombs my home. So go and tell them that. I'm prepared to die for the Palestinian people. But you who used to frequent Epstein Island, you have no principles and no morality. The Iranian people came to the streets in the tens of millions. We all know it. The footage is there. The international journalists were there, not just in Iran, but in Iraq. The Iranian people have spoken whose side they are. No one is going to be fooled by your propaganda to justify war.
Well, let's get this lawsuit
Okay, Alan Dershowitz.
How many times do you think I was at Jeffrey Epstein's island? How many times? Say it again so we could get it on tape.
No, I don't know, but I do know that you definitely received a massage by one of his girls, and you was like, "Oh, wait, Vay, I kept my shorts on. Jeffrey Epstein had this really pretty little girl, but I didn't do anything with her. But I kept my shorts on. Wait, Vay, why are you pressing me, you anti-Semite?"
How many times?
One time is more than enough, but I think you've been there 5, 6 times.
Multiple times. How many times do you think I was there?
I think you were there 5, 6 times.
Say it again. 5, 6 times.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
I was his lawyer, just the way I was the lawyer for Palestinians.
What a naive lawyer!
No, don't interrupt me. I was the lawyer for Palestinian students who try to.
AKA, he was on the island, but he got an alibi. Like, come on, man, I'm his lawyer. Of course, I'm gonna pull up to the island. I'm like, okay, bro. You got it. Not too many people's really gonna buy that, but you got it, bro.
Hang the flag when Yasser Arafat died. I was the lawyer for Nazis in Skokie, Illinois.
I was his lawyer. Like, of course I went to the island and I seen the girls, but I'm his lawyer. That's none of my business. Like, wait, Vay. It's like, come on now. You're being an anti-Semite. And no, he didn't work for Mossad. It's like, what? You just pulled up to the island. You all admit that you got a massage by one of his girls, but you know what, though? That's just all coincidental. You never did anything. Okay, whatever. Ain't no proof. I'll give it to you.
I helped represent them. I would even represent you if anybody tried to prevent you.
I don't need you.
I'm a lawyer.
I don't need you.
Lawyer does, and that's what lawyers should be proud of. And then I'm going to continue to represent people you don't like, as long as I have the current strength to do it. And you can cite that as an argument against Israel, but it has nothing to do with Israel. It's just an ad hominem attack on me as a lawyer and on the American legal system.
Which is wild. Shout out my man JD said a rub and tug isn't part of being a lawyer, though. It's like, exactly. And here's the crazy part about it. It's like, dog, but you most likely went to that island to get another massage. Like, let's just keep it 100. And I mean, can we check your emails on the time you went to that island, actually? Just in case we didn't get them in the Epstein files. Because, apparently if you're you get a little bit more protection.
You wouldn't understand the American legal system because you don't have
yourself said you regret being his lawyer, so don't talk nonsense.
Say it again.
You yourself admitted that you regret being his lawyer, so don't talk nonsense to me.
I don't regret being his lawyer. I'm proud to have been his regret. I'm proud to have been President Clinton's lawyer. I'm proud to have been Ted Kennedy's lawyer. I'm proud to have been the lawyer for hundreds of indigent people who didn't have enough money to have a lawyer. And I would be happy to go to Iran and represent the people who can't get lawyers there, who were executed yesterday because they went to demonstrations. You have to say what you're saying.
The two people who were executed yesterday, and I've tweeted the footage. The two people, I'm glad you said this. You are so naive. You're not a good lawyer. I tweeted this yesterday, and I will retweet it after this debate. The two people who were executed yesterday, they burned 4 police officers alive and stabbed them.
What was it? The wrestler that Fox News was showing, he was on video chopping an officer up. I was like, yo, I mean, yeah, that's gonna get you hung. I mean, you know, publicly hung. I'm just gonna be real with you. I mean, you know, them Irgc boys don't play. And shout out to my man Jet. I had to go low key give you a shout out real quick. Appreciate the support, my friend.
Who were executed?
And AJ as well. Appreciate it.
They were executed because of murdering 4 police officers. So I will retweet that today. But that's and that, by the way, what happened during that armed? Don't be afraid. Let me explain. Don't be afraid of people listening. You are the one from the civilized world. You are the proud Zionists, the ethno-supremacists that we should all be listening to. So don't worry about don't worry if people hear what I say. Your own Israeli regime, the regime that you love so much, is self-admitted that they were behind the armed insurgency. Channel 14 of the Israeli regime, which is close to Netanyahu itself.
I mean, that is true. What was it? The head of CIA, or what was it? Yeah, what was it? Ex-CIA, ex-head of CIA, or ex-CIA director, Mike Pompeo, pretty much just said it out loud on Twitter and just said that, yes, my heart goes out to all the Mossad and CIA agents standing next to the Iranian people. And he said this during the protests. Then, of course, you had the head of Mossad pretty much saying it in Israeli media and in an interview within, what was it? I think it was the Times of Israel or Haaretz, one of those Israeli publications.
Said, and I tweeted this, and others have too, that the Israeli regime, they helped send in, along with Americans, they helped send in the weapons that killed hundreds of police officers during those 2 days of armed insurgency. Your own regime admits it. Your own regime admits it.
I hope that's true. I would like to see the United States and Israel together topple the Iranian regime and replace it by a democratic regime where all people can vote and all people have free speech. I would be happy to participate in any such attempt.
Yeah, they don't got no free speech, but they do vote, though. They do vote, but no free speech.
To try to topple this Nazi regime. That's what would have happened in 1935 if they had done the right thing. We have a chance now to have peace in the world by toppling the Iranian regime. It won't happen overnight. It won't happen quickly. But ultimately, the good people of Iran, will rise up against their evil leaders who kill them in the street and will give them, ultimately, for the first time, real democracy. That's what we want.
So says the genocide supporter. The genocide supporter who's supporting an ongoing genocide where every day Palestinians are dying, every single day as we speak. And Western media won't tell anyone about it because it's controlled by the same sort of people who you are aligned to. Those kids who are dying of disease every day. Those parents who are dying every day because of a lack of proper food and medicine. You are responsible. And all those Western journalists who've been trying to distract public opinion away from it. The only guilt of the Iranian people, and Hezbollah and Yemen is that they say no to genocide. That has been.
Let's keep it real though. Like Western media don't really cover. Actually, it's American media that don't cover what's going on in Palestine. Why? Well, because our media is low-key controlled by a certain group, but it is what it is. Now, if you go over to international media, I mean, they're talking about it all the time. And here's the wild part, guys. Every country basically in the world sees what Israel is doing in Gaza as a genocide, except us. Actually, some people don't even know that's going on.
The guilt for 47 years. For decades, your regime has been supporting the apartheid and genocidal regime of Israel and supporting the most brutal regimes across the world in Latin America and Africa, in our region. and in Asia. But
Israel
the only time your hostility is towards Iran because Iran says no to ethno-supremacism, just like 46% of young Jews in the United States. Iran says no to genocide, no to ethnic cleansing, no to colonization, and that Palestine must be a land where Jews and Christians and Muslims live as equal human beings. Your regime, your Israeli regime, because you're not loyal to the United States, you're loyal to the Israeli regime, to the genocidal regime.
Oh, damn.
Your regime bombed it during this war. Your regime bombed a synagogue. Your regime bombed a synagogue in Tehran. Why? Because that synagogue was.
And a lot of people don't know this about Iran, but in Iran, Christians, Jews, Muslims, they all live in peace in Iran. Like, and people say, oh no, Christianity's banned in Iran. No, actually, no. There's a certain sect of Christianity that's banned in Iran. And yes, you can actually look this up. Zionism is banned in Iran. Christian Zionism is banned in Iran. But you can be an Orthodox Christian, you can be a Catholic, you can be a Protestant, and it's all good. Actually, if you go to the what was it? One of their most famous cities, Istanbul. Yeah, they have a church, a mosque, and a synagogue all connected together, and all three of the Abrahamic religions sit there and pray in peace in Iran. Isn't that crazy?
It's not a Zionist synagogue. You hate Jews. You hate Jews that are not Zionists. You are an anti-Semite because you kill Palestinians, and you're from Eastern Europe. You have no right to slaughter and rape and murder.
All right, let me bring Alan back in here. All right, let me bring Alan back in. Alan, let's just talk about the politics of this, because you mentioned earlier this could take 5 years, it could take longer, but there's a political relevancy to this, which is if Donald Trump was to lose the House and the Senate in the midterm elections, then he becomes a lame duck president and would then be highly likely to precipitate a loss in the general election for the Republicans. And the moment the Democrats get back into power, they're going to get out of this. So this could all be over regardless of whatever you would like or Donald Trump would like or Netanyahu would like. This could all be over within the next, just 2 and a bit years because of the politics of this in America.
That's right, because we have a democracy and we vote for what we want. Iran, on the other hand, in which only Muslims have rights, in which there's no free speech, there hasn't been an election for almost forever.
Appreciate that correction, bro, because the one I said was in Turkey. Sorry, I don't got the names all the way down. Hey, I don't speak Arabic, guys. Obviously, you can see that I'm black, and by my accent, you can easily tell that I'm American. But I try.
Have those rights. Yes, we can overthrow our government. Yes, the Democrats maybe will take control of the House and the Senate. That's a risk. That's what happened in Great Britain after Churchill won the Second World War with the United States. He got thrown out of power. Voters are fickle, but principled politicians, Churchillian politicians, do the right thing regardless of what the political implications are. And the right thing is to continue to make sure that Iran doesn't pose a nuclear danger to the world. Now, I want to pursue a little bit more of what our distinguished professor here said. He said Jews control the media. Jews control the media. Jews, and he start making other kinds of arguments.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a lawyer, but you're a liar.
Jews control.
You're a lawyer, but you openly lie.
I mean, that's what lawyers do, though, man. Look, man, they gotta lie, especially if they're a defense lawyer. But let me see. Well, actually, here's the thing, though. When they say, "Oh, Jews control the media," well, kind of. Like, if you do look through who, like, the CEOs who own, your major news organizations or your major TV stations and all that good stuff, even major movie production, there's a lot of, Jews in there. I'm just going to keep it real with you. It's not all Jews, but it's mostly Jews. But then again, if you actually look back in history, I mean, Jews did establish Hollywood, so it does make sense. And then they also have a heavy hand in the music industries. I mean, you look at Universal, Epic, I mean, all the big guys, ran by who? Just so happened to be Jews. And I mean, I think that's a flex. I don't think that's nothing to be ashamed about or to sit there and call people anti-Semitic about. I'll sit there and flex about that.
Right. People are watching. Jews, 44% of young Jews in the United States under the age of 35, they don't believe your nonsense anymore. No one believes you. You bombed the Jewish synagogue in Tehran. You're the enemy of Jews. You are the. I never said you say that. The audience can judge for themselves. In fact, when you say Iran has no freedom of speech, your host, I've invited him to come to Iran on multiple occasions to see if there is free speech. When I tell him to read the book Going to Tehran, he gets angry because it goes against his narrative. But you speak on behalf of an ethno-supremacist regime, and you—
Oh no, yeah, bro. You go to Iran today, you'd be like blown away. It's like, first off, yes, women, they don't even got to wear the hijab in the main cities where most people live. Like in Tehran, yes, you'll find women who are, veilless. So yeah, they don't got the veil on. And yes, there is liberalism and feminism in Iran. And here's the thing: Iran voted for basically the reformist party, the left wing, basically the liberals in Iran. So Iran is steadily moving towards a more liberal ideology, but we're going to bring them towards that more right wing ideology if we keep on attacking them.
Speak of
hardliners or make them hardliners.
Speech. Your country is run by oligarchs. You think that the people of the United States have free speech when they lose their jobs? When on campus, they can't talk out against the Israeli regime and the brutality of the regime.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember I made this point, and a lot of people got mad at me when I made it, but I was like, I don't really think we got free speech. We have controlled speech, but not free speech. I mean, when the biggest platforms in the world can sit there and tell you, yo, if you say this, I'm taking you off. And then if they go as far, they can get you fired. Then no, we don't got free speech. We have controlled speech. Remember, our free speech is supposed to be able to, it's supposed to be able to keep us from being prosecuted. Now, I know I know we mean legally, but I mean, let's be real, socially as well. Because then at that point, you're able to control speech. If I'm able to ruin your life based off what you say, I control speech. Like period, point blank. And you don't have free speech. Your free speech is only allowed if I agreed with it or if I don't mind it. But as soon as I do, you're cooked. How is that like? And that's how the governments run. That's how these social media platforms are ran. So how is that free speech?
Don't talk nonsense. People lose their jobs in your country. Their futures are destroyed when they speak truth to power.
But let me ask you, Professor Morandi, let me ask you, look, I presume there's one thing you would both agree on, which you would like this war to be over sooner rather than later, correct?
We would like justice. We would like what would end all wars in this region is one thing: that the land of Palestine be a land where Jews, Christians, and Muslims live as equal human beings. That's something that your other guests would never support and never accept. And that's why.
Well, let me ask him.
We have the genocide.
Well, let me ask him.
And
let me ask him. Alan Dershowitz. Alan was going on for decades. Well, let me. You asked. You said he wouldn't accept it. Let me ask him, Alan. Would you accept that?
Of course, I accept it completely. I accept completely people in every part of the world living as equals without regard to their religion.
You would accept that all Palestinians living in the West Bank and Gaza. Listen, answer my question. All the Palestinians, including those living in the West Bank and Gaza, they would have equal rights to those Israelis who you brought in from Europe and across the world. They would have equal rights.
I'm not sure if he pushed, but guys, watch what he's about to push for, because he's trying to push for a one-state solution. And this is what I mean by Iran doesn't want to destroy Israel doesn't want to really destroy the Israeli state. They want to destroy the Jewish state. And those are two different things, because the Israeli state is the state of Israel. But then you got the Jewish state, which is Israel, which is the only reason we call that because it's predominantly Jewish. If we got to a one-state solution, eventually the Palestinians would outnumber the Jews, and that would ruin the whole idea of the Jewish state. So this is kind of what they mean by, the Iranians are pushing for Israel's destruction, because they're pushing for a one-state solution, aka make Palestinians Israelis, give them equal rights, same passport, all that good stuff. And what would that do? Destroy the Jewish state without destroying Israel.
accept
the
that.
Israeli state.
Let me be very clear. The vast majority of Israelis come from Arabic backgrounds, North Africa, Muslim backgrounds, Arab
That's not
backgrounds.
Palestine.
And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just explaining to you, like, this is low-key what they're going for, actually.
That's not Palestine. That's not Palestine. Morocco is not Palestine.
Today, I'm
Kurdish
saying
Iraq is not
majority of
Palestine.
Israelis
You're not speaking with
are
a
of
child.
Oriental background. They're Mizrahim, not Ashkenazim. Number one.
You are
Number
Ashkenazi. You and those running the country are mostly Ashkenazi. And the Mizrahi Jews are not Palestinian, and they're not Semites.
Of course, I believe in complete equality for everybody. Now, I want to ask you the question: do you think
the West
Iran,
Bank and Gaza? In the West, so you say, no, don't run away from the answer. You say that the Palestinian you answer the question. You say that the Israeli regime should dismantle the system that now exists, and that all Palestinians in the land of Gaza and in the West Bank should have the right of vote and should have citizenship to this land, and they cannot be removed from their homes. You say that, right? You accept that,
yes,
right?
Of course. I think that.
I mean, let's be real though. Giving them a two-state solution where they got their own thing going on without interference from Israel in any way, shape, or form, that's the best solution. A one-state solution, bro, the Israelis are going to lose their shit.
They should be citizens of an independent state in Gaza, an independent state.
No. I didn't say that. I did not say that. Don't change the no.
The complete right to.
Do you accept that the people in Gaza are refugees from Palestine?
I believe in peaceful Israel.
Answer the question. Answer the question. The people in Gaza are refugees from Palestine. They're not from Gaza. Gaza was a village 50, 60, 70 years ago. The people in the West Bank, many of them are not from the West Bank. Many people in Jordan, they're not from Jordan or Lebanon or in Syria or in Egypt. The Palestinian population that has been expelled from their homes, that have been kicked out of their homes and have been decimated for decades. You believe that within Palestine, what is now today called Israel, plus the West Bank and Gaza, that they should have equal rights and citizenship.
Let's remember how it started. 1947, the UN partition.
No. Just say yes or no.
No.
We know how it started. The people who run Israel came from Europe. We know where they came from. They came from Eastern Europe for the most part. Many came from Russia. We know that. They're not Semites. I'm asking you a simple question. Just say, should the Palestinians in Gaza and in the West Bank and the Palestinians who've been expelled from their homes, who are from that land, and who are Semites, should they have equal rights and citizenship? This is a simple question. Most of the show is ask you the question, and you try to shift the question.
Well, let him answer. Let him answer.
No, for real.
In 1947, nations divided what was then a place called Palestine, named by the Romans, into two areas. One where there were a majority of Jews, and that could be a Jewish state, and the other, which was much larger, with the arable land, which could be a Palestinian state. Palestinians would have had a completely free state on the West Bank and in the Gaza, and the Palestinian leadership, led by a Nazi named Husseini, turned it down and refused and attacked Israel in a genocidal war against Israel. That's what caused people to leave their homes and abandon their village.
No, you gave them guys a bad deal and you pretty much took their land and then said, well, here, let me give you a deal that gives you a small PCO land, but you should be happy though, because, you know, the fighting is stopping. Yeah, I'm be real with you. They pretty much said, yo, you're going to have to beat our ass off this land then, because they know where y'all took our land and now y'all trying to give us a smaller piece of our own land. Let's be real. All the proposals that Israel's ever gave the Palestinians were just terrible. I mean, and it was like that on purpose. Ben-Gurion wanted to welcome them all, kept them there, let them have a two-state solution. Israel said yes. The Palestinians said no. That was the origin of the conflict. And we can't go back in time now. Obviously, things have changed. That's the problem. That two-state solution gave the Palestinians too small of land, like really nothing. And let's be real, this is, I mean, in their, and remember, in their belief, in their eyes, in reality, actually, is their land. So the fact that they just came there, took it, and now trying to partition off a small section for them is like, yo, are you serious?
I want complete equality for everybody. I want every.
May I just interest you one because as a lawyer, let me just tell you one thing for your own sake. It's only for your own sake. It's not for the sake of argument. What you are saying, the argument that you're making, these fairy tales worked before October the 7th. They worked because the West had the propaganda machine. The West had the centers of knowledge. It worked. And most people did not know the truth. So they worked. But the mistake that you made was that after October the 7th and the South African complaint to the ICJ, after October the 7th, in the complaint that the South African government put to the ICJ, in that complaint, they showed the genocidal intent of your regime, your Israeli regime. And after that, we saw it carry out that. And gradually as time, anyone can read it online. I advise all the viewers to use the search engine to go and look at the South African complaint to the ICJ.
It's false.
After that, okay, people can read it. It's just quotes. It's just quoting your prime minister.
You know what?
It's quoting your president, and then people saw the genocide.
I'm calling a timeout now. I'm calling a timeout
on television for the world.
Just to be clear, I think it's probably pretty clear to viewers now why negotiations took 21 hours and why the war is still raging. But I appreciate you both.
Really? That was a war of aggression. Iran did not attack the United States. Iran did not, Piers. Iran did not attack the United States. And the United States is sacrificing the world for this ethno-supremacist regime.
It has killed so many Americans.
All I can say is good luck. All I can say is good luck to the negotiating teams who are trying to bring.
Yeah, low key though. Good luck to those guys, because I mean, you see how deep the beef is between Israel and Iran, and then of course us and us and Iran as well. But all right, though, we're gonna go ahead and take a bit of a comedic interlude, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into this Andrew Wilson and Dinesh D'Souza debate. It was actually decent, so we're gonna have a debate night. But in the meantime, please enjoy this nice little video.
Hey, your empire is done. Done. You started the war, you thought you would win. Now look at the mess that your country is in. Look at it. Your general's crying, your plan was a bust. The promises made are now turning to dust. Marco Rubio was sweating, he's grilled on the floor. They asked for the billions you wasted on war. You lied from day one, you keep capping a lot. But look at the street, yeah, we got it on lock. Locked down. You're begging for mercy, you're begging for peace, while telling your media Iran wants to cease. You sure? You're losing the straight, you're losing the state. And now the whole public is drowning in hate. You told, stop talking about Epstein. Now listen to the crowd. Epstein. Louder! Epstein. Don't stop talking about Epstein. Louder! You lied about Iran, said Navy is gone. You promised regime change from darkness to dawn. You're dreaming, your beautiful B-2s were flying so high, still shaking inside. You're about to cry. You stood on the stage, looking completely detached, saying, I don't care about voters, it's cash. Did he really say that? Yeah, he did. You care about ballrooms, luxury suites, while American families starve on the streets. Inflation is peaking, the economy's dead, but you worry about Israel instead. The corruption is deep, AIPAC's buying the state. Every politician's got a price on their plate. You're all just puppets dancing for funds, while Iran is standing and holding the guns. You're losing the straight, you're losing the state. And now the whole public is drowning in hate. You told, stop talking about Epstein. Now listen to the crowd. Epstein. Louder! Epstein. Don't stop talking about Epstein.
I am upset about how much this bang goes through.
You called yourself a king, but you're just a BJ queen. The biggest disaster the White House has seen. Your empire is done. The war is lost. You go fix your ballroom.
Yo. Yeah, yo. I mean, bro, I know, right, bro? Like another one they hit us with, and it was a banger. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, dang, that Epstein part is low-key kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Razor blade in your
And then shout out to my man Jet because he hit us with the not another one. And shout out to my man Galactic. He says too good. I knew you would like that one. I knew you would like it. But I know all my MAGA guys low-key a little bit heated because they hated it, but they were like, I'm not going.